everybody. So I wanted to talk about something, change the lighting a little bit, that's very, very serious to me for a second. So this video will probably offend people, it'll probably touch people, it'll probably anger people or sadden people, but that's okay. It's okay to feel that way. But I felt the need to get this word out because it's something that I've battled with in my own life, and it's something so serious, and it leads to just tragedy, and I don't want to see that. It breaks my heart to hear it. So what better way to share my story with you guys and let you know. So here it goes. Sometimes the people with the biggest smiles hold the most heartache, hold the most sadness, the most depression, the most anger. And I read that quote the other day, and it is so, so true. We all tend to push our feelings down to a point where we try to pretend they don't exist. And that can be so harmful to others. So my topic today is going to be on depression and suicide. This story reaches home for me because I've dealt with suicidal tendencies, from the age of 12 all the way struggling until I was 18. I was on medication for, depression. I had to see a therapist. I've been there. I used to cut myself. My close friend recently lost, my kid's climbing, recently lost 2 friends this past month due to suicide, and it breaks my heart because it's such a life wasted. So my reasoning for getting this video out is not to sadden you guys by any means. It's because I want to reach out to those of you who might be watching who are, thinking about suicide or have thought about it or are depressed. I want to reach out to you guys, or if you even know somebody, so you know exactly what they're going through. And so for me to do that, I am gonna dig from inside of me and tell you my story. Now, I'm not by any means trying to get any kind of sympathy whatsoever, because in reality, it happened for a reason, and I've become such a beautiful, stronger person because of that. So with that said, let me go ahead and get started. A long story short, I am adopted. Me and my sister were adopted from the time I was about 5. You can't pull with my own shut. Me and my sister were adopted from about the time I was 5 all the way up until 18 when we left the house. And we were adopted together. My parents basically didn't want us. My biological father and my biological grandfather sexually and physically abused all of us. So we had to be taken out of that home. My biological mother was into drugs. She didn't give a crap about us. She didn't want us. So we were, basically given to our grandparents where we lived until we were adopted out. Going into the adoption, I had so much hurt and stuff as a child because being tossed back and forth and being told that your parents didn't want you or you weren't loved, it really makes you feel angry and sad. So I honestly had dealt with a lot of anger issues growing up, starting from a really young age to the point where I had to have therapy as a child because I was so angry, and I struggled with it for a very long time. And then, once I hit middle school, the years of finding your identity and making friends and just discovering yourself was the hardest time for me because my adoptive family was very materialistic into the sense they tried to buy us or buy our affection through objects, and it never worked. I just wanted someone to ask me how my day was at school, to be there for me, and they didn't. They might have tried a few times, but they really didn't do that. And so I went to middle school already feeling alone, feeling sad, feeling unloved, just feeling like I had nobody. And that was the hardest thing for me to do because I was already the odd girl. I didn't have any friends. I didn't have my family to talk to me about anything. So I basically was going into the danger zone by myself. I was the odd girl. I wore my own style. I never went with fashions. I, didn't really have any friends. So I fell into a deep depression about 12 years old, and I started cutting myself. It got really bad for a while, and finally my parents noticed, and I had to go to therapy, and they put me on Prozac, which helped for a little bit. But I think the biggest thing with depression and suicidal thoughts is you need somebody, a stable person to be there to talk to that won't judge you or won't talk you into feeling a certain way, believes and agrees with the way you're feeling and tries to put their word in to help. And I didn't have that, so having a therapist really, really helped me cope for the longest time with not, having any friends or having an adoptive family because my original parents didn't want me. That is the biggest heartbreak for a kid who has, people that she sees get picked up from school with these loving parents, and I always wanted that, and I was always so jealous when I saw people's parents run up and hug them and ask them how their day was, because I didn't have a very lovey family. So I got better for a while, and then high school, it struck me again about 16, and I started with the suicidal tendencies again and the heavy depression because I took myself off this medication thinking that I didn't need it anymore. And one night I popped 10 sleeping pills, and cried myself to sleep hoping that I wouldn't wake up in the morning. And by some strange force, I did. By some strange thing, divine intervention, I guess, my guardian angel helped me wake up the next morning, and I'm so thankful for that, until I decided to do something else stupid and went and got myself put in the ICU, almost brain dead, of alcohol poisoning. But this whole entire journey of me dealing with this from 7th grade all the way to 16 years old, I relied on one thing to make me numb, and that was drugs, and that was marijuana. I smoked it a lot to try to mask the real world and my feelings, because I didn't have to think about anything. A lot of people don't think depression really exists, but I can tell you from personal experience, it does, and it gets really, really bad on some people, and it causes you to think irrationally at some points, and it breaks my heart to go back to that place and realize how lonely and scared and angry I was at the world compared to now. And that's my story. My reasoning, like I said, to tell you that is because I'm sure there's a couple of you that are probably watching this that are going through depression or going through suicidal tendencies, or have someone that's dealing with that. And my advice to you is to just know that as alone as you feel, you really aren't alone. You need to speak out. You need to talk to somebody, whether it be someone you're really not good friends with. It's good to have someone to talk to. Doing the wrong thing and wasting such a precious life that you have been given is heartbreaking and so hard on others, because it's such a precious thing, life. You go through life daydreaming, I want to get married one day, I want to have a house, I want to have a big family. For you to just take away all those precious gifts that God has given you when someone else out there is struggling to live another month because, cancer or some other kind of illness, is kind of a selfish act. Now, I know that is where I will get, some kind of hate comment remark, but it really is. It's a very selfish act, because you're not only hurting and taking yourself away, you're hurting those around you that you really didn't think gave a crap, because guaranteed there's one person out there at least that noticed your smile when you smiled, or really did love you when you didn't think they did, but they don't know how to reach out to you. So in ending, I don't want to talk you guys' ear off. My main objective of this video is I want you all to take everybody in your life that you love and tell them how much you love them every single day, or show them. Or if you know someone who's going through a depression, text them every once in a while. Be there for them, because you never know how much impact you will have on a person just from one text, one phone call, one smile, one hug, one word. Something could change their life around. I came around, thank the Lord, I came around, and I am so thankful that I did, because I have such a beautiful life and such beautiful children that had I done the things I wanted to do and taken my own life, I honestly, I don't know. There's no words for it. I would have wasted out on such a beautiful, precious gift that I was given. So, love everybody. Don't take anything for granted. Don't say harsh words to people that might make you angry and that you might regret later, because it does affect people. Mean things do affect people. And just share the love. Enjoy your life. If you ever feel the need to talk to somebody, I will never judge you. You can type away, message me as much as you'd like. I'm always there for all of you guys. And I hope you enjoyed this video. There's going to be more important topics going on. And really, you guys have a beautiful day. I do love you all. You are all special. You are all beautiful. You are all worth everything. So that is my video. Bye.